All right, welcome back everybody. You are here, you have read the title of this video, What's New Behind the Curtain? So you have undoubtedly deduced that I have in fact gone out and made a new purchase. And without dancing around it or obfuscating, I will tell you that yes, you are 100% correct. I have in fact made a new purchase. And what's more, I will tell you that it's a substantial purchase, all right? So I'm not talking about a new pair of running shoes here. Of course, I'm also not talking about some sort of ridiculous purchase. You know, I didn't go out and buy a $300,000 Sprinter van and cash in my retirement so I could traipse around the country in a camper van. As cool as that would be, and I would love to do one day. So that kind of gives you an idea of sort of the order of magnitude we're talking here. I made a significant purchase. Now, rather than just pull away that curtain and show you what it is or tell you what it is, I thought I'd make this a little bit fun and make it into a guessing game. So I'm gonna leave you all hanging for a week. I'm gonna let you try to figure it out. Want you to put your guesses in the comments below. Try to come up with something that you think that I went out and got, and put your guesses down below. Now, before you start frantically typing your guesses away, I want you to think for a moment. Step back. Think about what you know about me, what you know about the channel, right? I mean, the channel has one thing in common, right? It's very adventure themed. So whether that's trail running, ultra running, motorcycles, scooters, climbing 14ers, whatever, general exploration, the theme of this channel is most certainly sort of adventure themed. And I guess I would even say meaningful adventures, right? So that's what you know about me. That's what you know about this channel if you've watched anything. Also, think about sort of what I get most excited about, kind of just what would make sense. So you might be sitting there right now and you're like, I got it. I know what he got. You see John here, he's in his 40s. He's probably got a little midlife crisis thing going on, but he's also very adventure oriented, but he likes to go on sort of meaningful adventures, not just like, I'm gonna pay someone $1,000 to go on a safari. Like, John wants to have adventures that are a little more intimate and involve a little bit more planning and things like that, and just a little bit more involved. All very true. So you might be thinking, I got it. He went out and bought himself a boat. Not just any boat though, not some cheesy motorboat. He went out and bought himself a small project sailboat, because that will involve him having to put it together, read up on all the nautical techniques and methods, and sort of really dive in and kind of get into that sort of meaningful, intimate experience. And I'll tell you, that's a pretty good guess. You know, that is definitely aligned sort of with my life mantra. But I would counter and say, think about where I live, right? I've literally got an event coming up in a few weeks called the Northern Arizona Motorcycle Adventure Tour. I live in Northern Arizona. Not a whole lot of places around here with open water. Just saying. So could I have gotten a small project sailboat? Absolutely. In fact, it's a pretty good guess. But did I get a project sailboat? Does it make sense? I'll let you sort that out. Now, of course, I say this to you while I've got a kayak on the wall behind me, so I'll throw that wrench into your equation just for fun. Okay, so anyway, I'm leaving in a couple of days to go on a charity bike ride around Lake Tahoe. So in the week that I'm gone, I want you guys to make your guesses, use logic, use deduction, use what you know, try to come up with a guess and put it in the comments below. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun seeing what you guys think it is that I got, because I wanna see what you think about me and kind of what you think that I went out and bought. And when I come back sometime next week, I will go through the comments completely and see if anyone actually guessed it right. Now, I wanna say that, like, it's very possible. It's very, very possible that someone guesses this right. This is not some like wildly obscure thing from Finland or something. This is a very reasonable thing that any of you could possibly guess. So if someone does actually guess it correctly, I'm gonna make it worth it, and I'm gonna make this into sort of a prize giveaway. And here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give the winner their choice of one of two prizes, okay? Just to make it even more fun. Now the first prize, which kind of only applies to those of you in the US, so if you're an international, sorry, but you're kind of stuck with prize number 2, which is also really awesome. But prize number 1, here's what I'm gonna do. If you guess it correctly, I am going to go out and buy and send to you an annual Jelly of the Month Club. No, I'm just kidding. An annual National Parks Pass. That's an $80 value. And I'm going to send it to you so that you will be able to get into any national park entity or Department of Interior entity for free for an entire year, which is pretty awesome. And you're probably thinking, why the hell would I do that? Why would I spend $80 to send some random person on YouTube a National Park Pass? And I would tell you sort of 3 things. 1, because it's fun. I've never done a giveaway before. Come on, this will be fun. Other than stickers, I just think it would be cool. 2, if I'm gonna donate to a charity or an organization, I have no problem sending a few bucks to the National Park Service because I use the national parks all the time and I love them. And if I can help promote an awesome organization, I have a lot of friends that work for the Department of Interior, so I love the national park systems. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that, believe it or not, this channel makes a few pennies every couple of months. And I literally mean a few pennies. So since this channel has been monetized, I think I've probably made in total somewhere between 60 and 80 bucks. So what better way to spend that 60 or 80 bucks than to turn it right back around and buy a National Parks Pass with it and send it back to one of you guys? Certainly not doing these videos for the money, so I might as well use that tiny little bit of ad revenue and turn it into giveaways, right? So that's prize number 1. Prize number 2 is a little bit more personal. So if you remember, if you watched a few weeks ago, I posted a video about my experience at this race called the Barkley Marathons. And if you know anything about trail running or if you've seen the documentary on Netflix, you know that it was a pretty intense event and it was very transformative for me, had a huge impact on my life. Well, a couple years back, these 2 authors from France put together a really fantastic text, a book on all of the finishers. And what they did was they actually came to the United States, rented a camper van, and drove around the entire country twice to basically meet up with each of the finishers in person and interview them. And so this book is a collection of all of those sort of intimate interviews with each of the finishers. And they published the book in French, and I bought a copy of it in French, and then they recently published the book in English, and I went out and I bought myself a copy. And that's what I was talking about on that video. And it's really fantastic to read it in English, and it's a very, very awesome book. And it's a $60 book, so it's not cheap. Well, turns out the authors, unbeknownst to me, sent me a free copy in the mail about a week later. And so just a few days ago, I opened up my mail and I got a second copy of the book. So now I have 2 copies of the same book. So prize number 2, if you guessed right, would be I will send you the copy of the Barkley Marathon's Finishers book, which again is really awesome, fantastic book. Now it's a $60 book, and if you really want, if you're so inclined, which is very strange, but if you really want, I'll even sign my name to my section, which sounds really weird to say out loud. And if I do that, the book would still only be worth $60 because my signature adds nothing to it other than sentimental value. So if you don't want the signature, I completely understand and I don't blame you, but if you actually do want me to sign it, I would. So those are the 2 prizes, National Parks Pass or a signed copy of the Barkley Marathon's Finishers book, if you guess correctly. So that's the deal. You got to figure out what it is that I got. The hints I gave you is it's adventure-based, it's substantial, order of magnitude somewhere between running shoes and a new Sprinter van. So that's a pretty big range, but I think you get the idea of sort of what I'm talking about. The game starts now. So good luck. I look forward to reading your guesses, and I will let you guys know if anybody guesses correctly sometime next week. See you guys later. Take care. Be safe.